Yo, Hustle Daily. What's up, Hustle Nation? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy. Wake up. It's your boy, Big Play Ray, coming to y'all with another video. We got another story time for y'all. Make sure y'all like the video. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Story time. How she found out she was dating a married man. Damn, y'all, that's a lot of that going on. Y'all all dating a married man. They just fooling y'all. Poor babies. Damn. Let's get right into it, man. They be tricking the hell out y'all girls. What's wrong with it? Damn.
Guys, I've been unintentionally gatekeeping this story, and now it's time. About a month ago, I went on a first date with a man I had met on Hinge. We'd been talking for like almost a month before we went on this first date. On our first date, he told me he had been separated for 2 years and divorced for 2 months, which felt a little quick to me. Yeah. I shared with him that I had been recently love bombed and that I was like really trying to slow things down on the dating front and take things really slow because I learned my lesson. Right after the first date, next day he immediately asked me on a second date. I'm like, no, don't want to move too quickly. Ask me on a date for the next day. No, don't want to move too quickly. Tuesday comes around. He's like, do you want to go on a date tomorrow? Meaning Wednesday. I was like, look at you planning in advance. Let's do it. I said yes to Wednesday. I had plans that Tuesday night to go over to a friend's house for a going away party. And he texted me and was like, hey, I can't wait until tomorrow to see you. Do you want to just grab quick drinks before your going away party? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So we go out to drinks at this awesome spot in DC. And while we're sitting there, we're having normal conversation. And I'm joking about the fact that he is 36 because I always find myself dating people in the age range 34 to 36. It's just like my sweet spot. And he's like, well, actually, I have to tell you something. I'm actually 39. My age is wrong on my Hinge. And I was like, do you think I'm stupid? If you got divorced 2 months ago and that's when you made your Hinge, you were lying. If you made it back when you were 36, you were cheating on your wife. So what? Also, I'm pretty sure your Hinge updates every year, like as you get older. Like I'm pretty sure it changes by itself. So I was like, what the fuck? That's so weird of you. I literally demanded he show me his physical ID because I thought that was so weird. And I was really creeped out. And honestly, I should have been out then. So I see his ID, he's actually 39, and I say to him, this is so weird of you. There's no good time when you're dating girls on Hinge to tell them that you're not the age you put on your profile. Like, you could tell them in that first message, or you could tell them, like, when on your wedding day, and no matter what, that's fucking weird of you. Like, that's never gonna be a normal conversation that girls are just okay with. Like, just make it your regular age. Obviously, you're trying to show up on Hinge for, like, young women who you can, whatever. Anyway, so we finish drinks, we kiss, it's a good time. He goes home, I go to my friend's going away party. And I pose a question to the group. I'm like, hey, He lied to me about his age. It feels kind of sus. What does everyone think? My best friend, who was right, is like, get out of that situation. That is freaky, girl. But all my other friends at the party were kind of like, oh, you're just collecting data. Like, that's a first data point. Like, yes, that's concerning, but why don't you collect more data and see how you feel about the guy? Because at the time, I really liked him. We had great chemistry. He was super attractive. Like, we just vibed. But also, like, maybe part of that vibe and part of why that was exciting is because I could sense, like, something was off, or, like, we had that chemistry because, like, there was that excitement and spark. But, like, a lot of the time, like, good, healthy relationships start, like, more of a slow burn, or, like, with a friendship. Like, I should have known that that spark was indicative of, like, there's something wrong here. So now it's Wednesday. It's time for our pre-planned date. And the first 2 dates he had come into DC for me. He lives in Maryland. So I said, hey, I'd be happy to come out to Maryland for you. I feel badly that you're always coming to DC. And he was like, well, you don't have a car. And I was like, I have a Metro card. And have you ever heard of the app Uber? Or do 36-year-olds not know about Uber? Sure. He was like, oh, I have a surprise for you. Be ready at 7. Me, having watched every fucking rom-com, was like, this is so cute and romantic. I'm so excited. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So he comes, he picks me up in his car. I'm like, wow, this is like a real date. He's picking me up, he's driving me to the place, and it's all a surprise. I don't even know where we're going. He takes me to this restaurant in DC called Mercy Me. Food was incredible. And I'm like, thank you so much for dinner. Like, was this a surprise? And he's like, no, I have one more surprise. This man proceeds to say, oh, I have to work in Arlington tomorrow. So I decided to spend the night in DC so I don't have to schlep all the way from Maryland to Arlington for work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Spending the night in DC, got a hotel room. But what he didn't do was ask me to stay over with him. Like, he's that good. Like, he didn't ever explicitly ask that. He made me think it was my decision. So dinner ends, we like go to a bar, we grab a couple of drinks. I'm not even drinking. I'm literally like dead sober and I made these decisions. But we walk out of the restaurant, he's like, do you want me to drive you home or do you want to come up to my hotel room? And I was like, I could use a hotel room tour. I go, hotel room tour, one thing leads to another. Take that as you will. Probably wasn't my best call. Anyway, I wake up in the morning at my own house. I'm on a high. I'm like, last night was so amazing. He's texting me. I'm like, we're getting married. But then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking really hard about it. And where he lives in Maryland is like 30 minutes from me. And Arlington is like 20 minutes from me. And I don't understand logically why someone would get a hotel in the city to not have to drive an extra 20 minutes in the morning.
To blow you out!
Something's not adding up. My spidey senses, something was wrong. My gut, women's intuition, something was off. I start thinking, I offered to come to his. He lives in his own house. I, live in a house with 3 roommates. The only reason I wouldn't want someone to come to my house would be if I was still living with my wife. So that activates the crazy in me. And I go to the internet and I pay for a background check, $25. Highly recommend doing that. Honestly, do it before your first dates. I should have done it way, way back. And I find every single thing about this man, right? Like his entire family, every address he's lived in since his college dorm, every traffic citation he's ever gotten, every piece of dirt on this man. And you know what isn't there? Divorce papers. So I start freaking out. I'm like, why are there no divorce papers? Could they be sealed? Like, are divorce papers even public record? I've never been divorced. I call the Maryland County court system and I ask them, hi, do you have any divorce records under his name and his wife's maiden name? They don't have any. I say, can you tell me if there's a sealed record under either of their names? They say, yes, we can tell you if there's a record, but we can't tell you what's in it. I said, awesome. Do you have records under either of these names? No records in the state of Maryland. I contact my family friend who's a lawyer. I say, hey, do you have to get divorced in the state where you're living? And they said, yeah, you have to get divorced in the state where either you or your partner is living. And I had both their names on the lease of their home address from my background check. I knew they both lived in the state of Maryland since 2012. If they had gotten a divorce, it would be in the Maryland court system. So I'm realizing this man is married. So what do? I go on Facebook and I post in the Are We Dating the Same Guy DC Facebook group. I say, hey, this is Danny. And I include a picture of him. I say, he lied about me to his age. Something feels sus. I tell the whole hotel story and ask anyone if they know anything. Within an hour, my post is blown up. Hundreds of women commenting how sus the hotel thing is and that it's happened to them before. He's definitely married and cheating. A couple hours later, a comment comes in. Hi, I'm the wife. Call me. Hi guys, good morning. I wanted to come on here and say thank you so much for all of the love and support. I really started this page to talk about dating, mental health, and women's issues, and I'm so glad to see us uplifting and supporting one another in the comments. That said, for the sake of transparency, I did want to let you guys know I am going to private part 2 for the time being for my safety and the safety of his wife. I will be re-uploading a part 2 with a little bit less detail, so please be patient with me. In the meantime, I'm going to answer the main questions I got, which were the resources I used to find out this information. The first resource I used was the background check website. I used Truth Finder. It's a $25 per month subscription, but I think you can do unlimited background checks. I know that's a little bit of a steep price, but I'm willing to pay that for my safety moving forward after this experience. The second resource I learned about after posting in the Facebook group, and it would have saved me a lot of time, and that's Maryland Case Search. That's a website online where you can put in a case number or you can put in any names and it'll show you any like pending ongoing cases. It'll tell you like if it's been closed or if it's still open, and it includes things like divorce. So if you're looking to see if someone's been divorced in the state of Maryland, Maryland Case Search is the way to go, and I'm sure that they have that for other states as well. I want to say, like, I am a young girl. I am still learning. This was my first experience like this in dating. I can tell you I have for real learned my lesson this time. So thank you for the people who are being supportive. So I pick up the phone, and of course the first thing I say is, I'm so sorry I'm sleeping with your husband. So at this point, I've called the wife after she commented on my Facebook post saying, hey, I'm the wife, call me. And she's like, no sweat off my back. I'm like, what? And she proceeds to tell me the craziest story I've ever heard in my entire life. Here's the thing though. This is her story of her experience with that man. And I recognize that's not necessarily my story to tell, so I'm going to be very conscientious of the details I choose to include, and I would ask that you please respect that. She goes on to tell me that he's cheated on her hundreds of times with at least 20 different women. They still live in the same house, which is, my intuition was right, but in separate bedrooms, and they're not together, they're technically separated. I asked why they weren't divorced yet, and she said he doesn't want to get divorced. Guess what? She knew about me. She said he told her that he was going on a date with me, and he even recapped it after. Not only that, but he was literally talking shit about me. He told her I was crazy and I talked too much. Arguably true, but screw you. But she also told me in that week that we had gone on our first 2 dates, he had also slept with 3 other women. For the last 8 years, he's been sleeping with one woman in particular, which is actually what his job in Arlington was. And they first started sleeping together when she was 19 years old, and he would sneak into her parents' house to hook up with her.
Damn.
He's incredibly abusive, controlling, manipulative. In all seriousness, I cannot recommend strongly enough to stay away from this man because he is very convincing, and even I was swindled. And let me tell you, in this moment, I felt so naive. I was really hard on myself. I felt really guilty and really dumb. How could I let myself be in that position? And honestly, really scared. Like, I was in a room with this man in private, and now hearing that he has done all of these things, like, I put myself in a really dangerous situation, and I don't want anyone else to put themselves in a situation like that, because in retrospect, that's really, really scary, and I could have gotten really hurt. And I think the other thing about this that I've taken away is that I'm feeling really jaded, because how can I ever go on a date again? I talked to this man for a month. We went on 3 dates. I really felt like I had started to know his character and his intentions, and how can I ever trust someone again after this experience? I've paused all my dating apps. Like, I will not be dating for the foreseeable future. I sent him a long series of explicit voice memos. I tried to post them previously. TikTok took it down, understandably, for bullying and harassment. Yeah, and I blocked him on everything. I told him then and there that I was about to post his name all over the internet. Here it is if you need it. Because really my intention with this is to protect other women. As funny as my last story time is, which it is, it's funny, it's a crazy ride, it's also a story about trusting your gut and trusting your intuition. Women's intuition is never wrong, and we will always find out. That's one thing about us women. I reported him to Hinge, and as far as I know, they've shut down his account. Not to say that he couldn't make other profiles or profiles on other apps. And here's my advice to women. Number 1, it's not your fault. You did what you could with the information that you had. Number 2, trust your gut. If something feels off, it is. Number 3, get out at the first red flag. Do not give anyone the benefit of the doubt ever. Remember, you are smart, you have agency, and you can get out of situations like this. Thank you guys for listening, and stay safe out there.
I disagree with her. That is your fault. You heard the red flags. What? You went on 1, 2 dates. You gave the man some pussy. You the one who decided to go to the hotel. It's your fault. Y'all need to cut this shit out and take accountability. This is all 100%. It's 150% your fucking fault. But it's not your fault. It is your fault. You're the one on Hinge. You're the one who accepted the lie. You're the one who went to the hotel. You had all this information. It's your fault. Like, y'all gotta cut that shit out. You feel me? Like, this one of the ones that I be talking about. She ain't taking accountability. Motherfucker, this shit your fault. I'm sorry it happened to you. I mean, shit, no, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, shit, this is what goes on. Niggas will talk shit about you and still fuck you. That shit don't make no difference to a nigga. You gotta make sure the nigga really like you. That's why me, like, even when it come to girls, like, man, I'm not buying a motherfucker nothing. You feel me? I'm buying a cheap meal. We're not going to fucking Roof Chris. We're not doing none of that shit. Do you like me? What's going on? Are you trying to just use me? Like, you feel me? Like, I ain't put on. And because guess what? If I go to Roof Chris and I do all this and I help you out and I put brakes on your car and I give you a new tire and the bitch never give me no pussy or the bitch don't really like me or the bitch not stop answering the phone, it's my fault. Don't put yourself into predicaments like that. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'll let them niggas trick. I'm not doing it. You feel me? So, shit. And she wanted that shit. She wanted it. You the one who went to the hotel? Shit. Man, y'all better cut this shit out. Meeting dude on the app, that's your first mistake right there. You feel me? I ain't never heard no... Have y'all heard somebody who met somebody on the app and it turned out to be a good experience? Drop a comment. Let me know in the comments below. I ain't heard of it, but I'm pretty sure it does happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a dating app. Some motherfuckers hook up on Instagram all the time, you know what I'm saying? And lastly, why y'all so quick to be kissing? The first night you had the red flag, he lied to you. Oh, we kissed. Y'all motherfuckers be quick to kiss. Ray ain't quick to kiss. I'm quick for you to suck me off before I kiss you. Straight up. I don't do no kissing. Even though, you know, like, whatever you can catch is, you can still catch from the kiss type shit, you know? But still, shit. You feel me? Get me right. You feel me? Before I kiss you. You know what I'm saying? I done had a girl ask me before. You know, man, I had a couple of girls ask me. But matter of fact, man, I had a lot of girls ask me, why we ain't kiss yet? And I done been blowing them out. Shit, and they been, what? I don't be doing no kissing like that. Motherfucker, quick, oh, we kiss? Listen, we go on a first date. You ain't kissing me. I'm not kissing you. Now, if we get it in, we get it in. But I bet you I won't kiss you. You feel me? Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. You gotta learn to take accountability, man. Oh, it's not your fault. Motherfucker, this shit your fault. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. It's your boy Ray, Big Play Ray, man. Make sure y'all follow my main YouTube channel, We Hustle Daily.